So, first of all, a very good afternoon and warm welcome to IP Innovative Publication. And thank you so much sir, for choosing IP Innovative for your precious book publishing. So, I hope you had a great experience with us. So, may I would like to know what is the experience of yours with us while publishing your book?
Yeah, my experience is very good actually. When I was searching for a publisher uh, for my book, so I suddenly came through your publication house in some, what do you call it, in the internet, you can say. Then I
Mhm.
contacted first. And the behavior, the approach, the facilities the publishing house offered me were excellent. Secondly, I was planning to write this book from Kolkata, almost
Mhm.
2,000 kilometers away. And when I talked to your men and the publishing house, the advantage is that they said that I don't have to come here for every step.
Yes, yes.
I just write my manuscript,
Mhm.
send them, they will edit, then bring it back, I will correct it again they will send. Everything is done in through the net and through, what do you call this, website only.
Mhm.
I have not seen the publishing house people before publishing this book, but the book is nicely printed, nicely published, everywhere communicated. So it's an excellent approach for the publishing house that I have experienced in my first publishing of books. I have approached to other publishing houses. They have put me several conditions, this, that, this, that. So it was difficult for me to follow this condition as a first author, first publishing book.
Mhm.
So this house has helped me a lot. So in that, from that angle,
Mhm.
I feel this is one of the best publishing houses I have ever faced.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a positive feedback, and we are truly honored and grateful for this opportunity. And we
No, that
would,
is truth. That
yes,
is fact. I
thank you,
have
thank
never
you, sir.
exaggerated a
Hmm.
single line.
Uh,
That is fact.
so, coming back to a book on the book title, so what inspired you to write this book, sir?
No, basically, I am a pediatric dentist.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
So I was planning for a book that will be giving the proper and required information to the students.
Hmm.
It is should not be the first book, so that student will not read
Hmm.
the complete book, or it should not be like a note, simple notes,
Hmm.
so the student will pass but will not learn anything.
Hmm.
So I want a book that should give you the proper knowledge, basic knowledge,
Hmm.
and help you to, do your practical life as a pediatric dentist, practical approach to the clinical dentistry, practical approach to the examination too also. So from this, I started writing book, not book. I started writing as a lecture notes. My first idea to write lecture notes for the students. Then while writing the lecture notes, I thought it is better to proceed for a textbook than lecture notes, so that the proper informations can be shared. So
That's great, sir. So, as the name suggests, Pediatric Dentistry, a concise textbook for BDS student. So, sir, how will this book will going to transform or reshape the future of basically BDS students, researchers, and in the teaching institute? So, how it will be going to used?
the the main focus I've given to this book,
Ji.
two things.
Yes.
One is following the syllabus of
Yes.
Dental Council of India,
Ji, ji.
so that the syllabus should be completely covered.
Syllabus should be completely covered.
And
Yes.
secondly, the clinical ideas to be cleared. Why I am doing a job,
Great
right?
point.
Yeah,
Great point.
I am doing some extraction of removing of tooth. Why I am doing this? So every approach or every working the directions has been scientifically explained here.
Okay, great.
Every chapters.
Great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why? It is not the doctors will do work like a quack. They know what they are doing after reading this book. That is the one major thing. I am inspired from a book which was common in our student life. that is Scientific Foundations of Dentistry. This book is not available. There is a book from American publisher, but this book is not published nowadays. That is obsolete now. So that idea was there in my mind. That I should write a book in future, or if I write a book in the future, I should always focus on the scientific foundations of the subject.
So basically, it would going to increase the scientific foundation and two main things, as the sir said currently. First, it is covering syllabus.
Yes, covering
Syllabus,
yes.
and that's the main point. Because, for example, I am a student, so I will always look for a book that will going to cover the syllabus
Yes.
and will going to cover my concepts.
Concepts.
And
Yeah,
second
you are
thing
exactly
is,
right. Yeah.
yes sir, second thing, as you have told, practical approach. So while doing practical things, I should be clear in mind what I am going to use, what are the guidelines in my mind, what is my foundation basically.
Yes.
So this book will also going to cover the second point.
Of course, yes.
So it's a great book, great book. And so so another question will be, so how this book is different from other pediatric dentistry book? Because in the market we are having different books on the like same pediatric dentistry. So how it is different from that one, like other
First of all, I already told you, there
Yes,
is
sir.
scientific foundations. Most of the books, you will not find a scientific foundation. You will find a procedure,
Yes.
you will find the theories,
Oh.
you will find the theoretical background, but not explain the why you are doing this is one scientific foundations. And secondly, the procedures and the clinical approach, because dentistry is a clinical subject, just pediatric dentistry. You should either you will work in the college or in your clinic. It's a clinical subject. So while doing clinical subject, the clinical procedures has been properly guided here in this book. Like say for example, if a patient come to you with a injured tooth, broken tooth. So the broken tooth, if the patient comes in 10 minutes, 12 minutes, one day, 6 days, how to manage in every steps, this has been clearly written with explanations why you are doing this. That is the unique things in this book that you will not generally found in other books.
Other books. Okay. So final, would you like to give your concluding remarks, sir? We would like to hear the conclusion remarks for the same.
Concluding remarks, this book is, I hope, only I can hope, very much useful and book for the students. Nothing has been extra material right in this
Extra
book.
written.
Extra written.
Nothing like extra
Nothing like
written.
extra written. No, nothing. Secondly, any thing which seems to be controversial to the students has been given a reference,
Okay.
like a journal.
Okay. Getting
So, like a journal, every controversial ideas, if any, come to the students that I have not written this thing in any other book. So that has been supported by a reference,
Okay.
a journal reference or book reference
Ji.
from where it has been taken.
Ji.
So this is one. And as I told you, it's in clinical side, it's also giving complete practical guide with the latest technologies and advancement up to 2025. And one more thing I must mention, the second edition of the new edition of this book is covering for the students 50 years
50 years.
questions solved.
50 years.
50, sorry, not 50 years, 50 papers.
50 papers.
50 papers of 3 universities of last 10-15 years.
Okay.
Covering is solved there in this book.
So that's a great news, sir.
Yes.
And so all the best for your future. And like we want you to publish this kind of book more and more, because this book will going to benefit the students of BDS research
Let's
and
see.
teaching institutes, sir.
In future, other
Yes, sir.
editions will add something extra also.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. But
Thank
now
you.
in the next edition, we are planning
Ji,
to
sir.
add this 50 questions paper answer.
Congratulations, sir, for publishing such a precious book, Paediatric Dentistry, a concise textbook. And thank you once again for choosing IP Innovative Publishing, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.